Video was brought to you by the Critical Language Service. To learn more about our Arabic courses for schools, homeschool groups, and colleges, visit our website at www.criticallanguageservice.com.
Ta. Ta sounds like a deeper version of ta. At the beginning of a word, we write the letter ta like this, and it gets connected to the following letter by this line. In the middle, we write it like this, straight line, then we make a loop, and then we put the stick on it. It connects on both sides with these two lines. At the end, we write it like this. It connects to the previous letter with this line. The independent shape is like the final shape, just without this line. The independent shape only comes at the end. One example for ta at the beginning of a word is the word ta'ira, which means airplane. As you notice, we added the stick after we rewrote all the letters. Another example for the ta in the middle is the word batta. At the end, we have the word shut. At the end, in independent form, we have the word shubat. The letter ta might be similar to the letter ta, but they are quite different. So let's take a look at some examples. Here's the word tab, tab with ta, versus the word tab, tab with ta. So tab, you see it's softer ta, versus tab, you see here ta is stronger, tab. The next example is bet, bet, versus bat, bat. Again, bet, bet, versus bat, bat. The letter Ghayn. These letters sound similar to the letter Kha, as well as to the sound you make when you gargle. Like this. A fun example of this sound is Roy Orbison singing Pretty Woman. Notice how we write the letter Ghayn at the beginning. It's like half circle, then straight line, and dot on the top. In the middle, we write it like this. And it connects to both letters with this line on both sides. And if you notice, in the middle, it's more like square shape, so we can distinguish it with the letter fa in the middle. If you remember, fa was like a circle. But Ghayn is squared shape. At the end, in connected form, we write it like this. Don't forget the squared shape. And it connects to the letter which comes before it with this line. Independent form, which only comes at the end, it's written like the final shape. It's like the combination of the beginning and the end shape. So we write it like this. Now let's take a look at Ghayn versus Kha. First word is Khad versus Ghad with Ghayn. Once again, Khad with Kha versus Ghad with Ghayn. Another example is the word kharaba, kharaba with kha versus gharb, gharb with ghayn. Listen to me once more. Kharaba with kha versus gharb with ghayn. The letter Ain. Ain is one of the most common letters in Arabic and one of the most notoriously difficult sounds for Western learners to pronounce. One piece of advice for people trying to make the Ain sound is to sing the lowest possible note, then one lower. Like Now let's see how we write the letter Ain. The letter Ain is basically like the letter Ghayn, but with no dots. Beginning of a word, we write the letter Ain like this, and it connects to the other letter with this line. In the middle, we write it like this. Don't forget the squared shape. And like the letter Ghayn, it connects on both sides with these lines. At the end, in its connected form, we write it like this. And it connects to the previous letter with this line. At the end, in independent form, we write it like this. Notice that the circle in the bottom is bigger than the circle on the top. Now let's look at the letter Ain versus Hamza. The first word is Asir with Hamza at the beginning, and we pronounce it Asir, versus the word Asir, Asir with Ain. Once again, Asir, Asir versus Asir, Asir, Ain. The next example is the word Wa'ad, Wa'ad with Hamza versus Wa'ad, Wa'ad with Ain. Once again, Wa'ad, Wa'ad versus Wa'ad, Wa'ad. As you hear, Ain is much deeper in the throat than Hamza.
This video was brought to you by the Critical Language Service. Thanks for watching. Please remember to rate, review, comment, and subscribe.